Hello everyone, good day to all of you. Wanted to talk today about these pants that I have hanging up here, the Leo Köhler KSK pants. I've had these for quite some time, and I actually originally only got these just because I wanted a full set of Flecktarn, because before this I just had the parka. But these have quickly become my favorite pants by far, and I think they're great for really a lot of use cases. So I'm going to talk about kind of the best features, or at least what I think are the best features on here first, and then I'll just talk about everything else on here, just kind of top to bottom. So starting with what I think is the most beneficial feature right here is the addition of a built-in gaiter, which is a little bit hard to see since it's Flecktarn on Flecktarn, but what you have here is you have this part, this inner part that you can see. You would actually tuck this into your boot, and then you just, put the rest of your pants over it like normal. Now this does also include a blousing strap normally on the pants themselves, as well as another strap to kind of tie the built-in gaiter part down a bit tighter. I've actually cut both of those off on mine because this is a pretty thick, not overly thick to where it'll bunch up and kind of cause pressure points, but it's a nice, pretty sturdy gaiter portion. So I never really found the use for having those straps. You can see just a little bit of it still here, kind of sticking out, but it's completely snug enough even without the strap. And I never use blousing straps, so hence why I cut that off as well. And of course the benefit of this is keeps out ticks, is my main concern that I like to have these for. And also, just general debris. It'll keep that out of your boots as well. And it is just less cumbersome than wearing an actual additional gaiter over your pants and everything like that. So I always prefer having a built-in gaiter. A comparable type of pant that does also have this, at least that I have experience with, is the Gorka suit. The pants on those always have a built-in gaiter. It's usually quite a bit thinner. On my Gorka pants, I still have the strap on those because when it's so thin, it does benefit actually tying it down so they don't work themselves out. But as I said, never been an issue with these because they are a bit of a thicker fabric. Pretty much the same type of fabric here that you have on the rest of the pants. With a few exceptions, some reinforced areas, which I'll get to later. But moving up, the knee pad, I would maybe say this is also kind of my favorite feature as well. It's tied with the built-in gaiter, but I really like the knee pads on here because they're really large compared to Crye pants, which I have a lot of use with nowadays. So I have a lot of pairs of Crye G4s, mostly the field pants, for example, what I have right here. But then I do also have a knockoff pair of their combat pants. And in either case, the knee pads portion is not that large. I've found sometimes, depending on how you go crouching or just go down whatever you need to do to take a good shooting position, sometimes it can the knee pad itself can kind of be off to your side and then you're not really kneeling on it. In the comparison of this entire portion across the entire leg is the knee pad. And the way that you remove this, just so you can see how it is, you just have an external Velcro portion on the bottom of each side. And you can just tear this open, usual Velcro. And the knee pad itself is actually just truly a pad, you can see. Very large, and you can take it out to clean it, or if you don't want to run it for whatever reason, then you don't need to either. But now that I do have this out, just so you can get a better visual of how large it is, just that whole portion across the leg. Really, really nice. Very long as well. So I've never had an issue, no matter how kind of weird of a shooting position I need to go into. Like when I'm out hunting, this still always covers the leg. Very comfortable, really well thought out there. And then next up, moving further up again, is the addition of this reinforced seat, which again is probably going to be pretty hard to see even if I bring this closer, because again it's Flecktarn on Flecktarn. You can see it a bit better here on the back. So the seat portion of the pants is this reinforced Cordura material. Hopefully you can kind of see the different texture there. A lot more coarse. This is the same type of material that is used on the knee pads as well. So reinforced portion there, reinforced portion here. And that's great because this is a spot that's kind of prone to blowing out on a lot of pants. So those are by far, I think, the best features that make these pants worth it, in my opinion, compared to really anything else. But to talk about some of the other features on this pants, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows, there are actually a few things I do wish they would have done better, which are still acceptable on these pants, but kind of lackluster. Starting with going top to bottom now, but starting with the waistband. This is a non-adjustable waistband, which, comparing them to the Cryes again, those always have an adjustable waist, which is really, really well thought out. This is just normal. You actually have a very wide belt loop on here. I measured this, and this is actually 60 just a little bit over 60 millimeters, which is about 2.3 inches. Now, that's the actual distance across here to here, so if you had a belt that was that exact size, it would be a pretty tight fit. I don't know of any belts that are that large, so I don't think that would be an issue, but point is, it's over 2 inches, and all the belts I'm aware of nowadays that are pretty common are 2 inches at the widest, and even that's kind of an exception. So this will accommodate pretty much every belt that I'm aware of, which is great in that regard. Looking at the the zipper fly itself, it's just your standard regular zipper, regular button. That's another thing. I kind of wish this was maybe Velcro instead, taking another thing from the Cries, but it works, it's fine. You do also have on the sides here, you'll see these buttons as well, one right there. You can wear this instead of using a belt. You could take and wear suspenders. Now this doesn't come with suspenders, but it is an option if you're more of a suspenders guy. If you also notice right here next to where those suspender buttons are, you have these weird D-rings. So not really a feature I use personally all that much, but it's a good idea if you do want to use it. What these are is you can, for example, attach a lanyard, you could attach your keys, dummy cord, anything like that. You can just tie things down onto here so it's literally tied onto you, and it's a good spot to put stuff. So well thought out there. They don't really get in the way or anything like that compared to some of the other additional features on here, which kind of do get in the way. And like I said, it's a good point for me to move to talking about these side pockets, the cargo pockets here. So the pockets themselves are great. So there we go. You can see that right there, just all the way across the side of your leg. Really good. However, you do have a compression strap right here that goes across your thigh. And it has a lot of extra adjustment room. You can see I've actually tied this down into pretty much like a necktie sort of knot right here. I haven't cut this off because it is tied in, sewn in. Rather, I'd be concerned about it potentially compromising the durability of the pants maybe a little bit, or just causing an annoying fraying area. But yeah, these have always been kind of a snag point, hence why I did tie them down. I don't really put a gigantic amount of stuff in these cargo pockets, so I've never really benefited from having these. If you do put a lot of stuff there, then great. But I usually try to keep my legs pretty free so I can move and not have a bunch of stuff rattling around there. So I do wish they maybe made a version without the compression straps. Again, I understand why they have them, but it's just for my use case, they are rather superfluous feature that more than anything is just a concern with snagging, which hasn't happened so far, but it could. And I did almost skip over this, but just talking about some of the other pockets here, of course, you do just have a standard, just one, however, back pocket, regular size, nothing too fancy there. And it's only on the one side, on the right. You also have the regular front pockets, which will maybe seem like a little bit of a weird point for me to focus on, but I do like that these are actually at the front. I did a previous pants review on some Russian A&A pants that are kind of like a Cry clone, and these front pockets are actually more so at the sides, which is always really uncomfortable. So I'm glad that these are actually at the front. They're nice and large, so no complaints there. They do everything that they should. Then a bit on the color options themselves. Of course, you can see these are offered in Flectar, and they actually have a lot of different color options. I know they have a Phantom Leaf one, all those wasp color variations that are pretty good. They have that. They have the solid colors, black, green, as well as the Tropentarn, and I'm pretty sure there is others as well because they have a gigantic catalog, and they used to offer this as well in Con Camo. I haven't seen that available in quite some time, so I'm not sure if that got discontinued or if it's just a kind of prolonged temporary out of stock, but we'll see. And I haven't seen any of these have an issue either with NIR remission, which is always something I do look at, and yeah, these have been all good. So overall, I do think that there are some features on here, some of the smaller features that could be done better, but I do think that the good features of these pants so vastly outweigh the negatives. For example, the built-in gaiter, as mentioned earlier, the giant knee pad, but of course then you don't have an adjustable waist, which I do wish they had. And there is a lot of other variations of pants that Köhler does make. As I said, this is the KSK variant, which I think is overall pretty well executed. They do have a bit of a newer combat pants type of option, which I think it still has the compression strap, and I don't think it has a adjustable waist either, but a bunch of stuff to look into if you are interested in their catalog of pants. But overall, great pair of pants. I did talk about these a little bit a few years ago in a video I did on gear considerations on pants. If you are interested in just some of that, this is more so of a review on these specific pants, but just for some of the features I generally tend to look at, if you are interested, I'll have that linked below and up on the screen on YouTube. So do check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, that is all that I had to talk about on this pair of pants, the Leo Köhler KSK pants. Let me know if you have any other questions on these or anything else in the comments below. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.